Good afternoon. The Alzheimer's Association has great faith in people. For example, they asked me, a person who is a trial lawyer for 45 years, to speak to a large, distinguished group such as you and keep it to 8 minutes. Only for the Alzheimer's Association could I or would I do this. My name is Chuck Warner. I was a lawyer for 45 years. Sometime in 2011, the people in my office became concerned that I was writing the same letter twice without remembering I had just done it, calling people to have the same conversation I had just completed, and other memory issues. I, of course, did not believe or admit or want to believe any of this. I did agree to go to my internist and get checked out. At the end of my examination, I was referred to a physician at Stanford Medical Center. I did go to Stanford to the neurologist to whom I was referred. I can tell you now that was the best referral I ever could have received. I mean, I'm a Stanford person, so I'm biased, but it's still the best I'd ever received. I had an MRI of my brain. Cognitive testing followed, which is a day of people asking you questions and having you reading stories and telling them what you just read about a half an hour or an hour later. And I thought I had gotten an A+. It turns out that that was incorrect. In early 2012, I was diagnosed as having Alzheimer's disease. I was told I had an untreatable, incurable, progressive disease. My doctor told me no more driving and no more practicing law. This not only ruined my day, but put a real damper on the lunch I had planned with my wife in Palo Alto. I can tell you now, based on my experience and what I have learned from others, that a diagnosis of Alzheimer's will change your life as you know it. In my case, my active law practice had to close. We started the closing immediately after I was diagnosed. Of course, when the practice closed, the income stopped. My wife was the office manager, so our second source of income was gone as well. Going from a comfortable income to zero is, to put it mildly, an adjustment. I should be forthright and tell you that I thought at first I could go on practicing law. That was very naive. I could not even meaningfully plan my day or do complicated tasks that had been second nature to me for decades. We realized that we could not keep our dream house, which over the years had been totally and completely remodeled. We just moved several weeks ago to a smaller residence with our 2 large dogs. We are all in the process of acclimating to the new accommodations. I had many good friends while I was working. Some still stay in touch, and some do not. Some of them know nothing about Alzheimer's disease. For example, a few days ago, a lawyer called me asking to have lunch. I had known him for many years, professionally only. He did not know my circumstances. I explained to him I had Alzheimer's. He said, well, quote, let's go to lunch when you're better. I had to explain to him there would be no better, only worse. He still did not get it. Some non-related law-related friends stay in constant contact. Others simply fade away. I guess the only good thing that comes from these new friend adjustments is that you learn who your true friends really are and who are not. I will confess that some people who I did not expect to be helpful have gone beyond any reasonable expectations in being helpful, such as being there every day to help us move to our new home, or transport me places when I could not get a ride, because I don't drive anymore, or anything else which we asked them if they could do. I've also been asked to talk about my plans for the future. The future is not pretty. My plan is to do the best I can with the time I have. In that regard, my interest since my diagnosis is to become involved in the Alzheimer's Association, newsletters, meetings, and about anything else I can do, such as being here today. I'm told I've been helpful to them, and believe me, it is also most helpful to me doing something positive. I really do not think I could have coped with all of this without the help of the Alzheimer's Association. I know for a fact my life is better because of my involvement with the Alzheimer's people. I've also been asked about hopes for the future. There's always hope for the future. At Stanford, where much research is being done on Alzheimer's, they believe a cure is probably 10 years away. The future, however, depends to a great extent on those who are willing to support the Alzheimer's Association's good work. In that respect, and on behalf of all of us patients, let me thank you profusely for all your kind support. Thank you.